If I told you that your ability to imagine, to create, to visualize your own future was under attack, would you believe me? Every day we wake up, go through the motions, and repeat the same cycle. Maybe it's getting home from your day-to-day job or school, exhausted, drained to the last drop, yet something feels off. Something feels missing. You're searching for it, aren't you? That fire, that discipline to get things done, but it's gone. You try to picture your dream life to get your brain going, but the image won't stay. Your mind drifts, void from imagery. It's like your brain clocked out for the night. You think of something productive, but nothing comes up. So you switch to autopilot till the next day, almost certain that tomorrow the energy will return. And then, the cycle repeats. This isn't just a bad habit you developed. It's not burnout. It is not even a personal struggle. It's a reflection of a deeper decay, one that's making us weaker as a species. And it has a name. Studies call this aphantasia, the inability to visualize. Now here's where things get interesting. Aphantasia wasn't formally recognized until 2015, but ancient philosophers already understood its effects thousands of years ago. They knew that if you can't see the future, you can't build it. If you can't hold an image in your mind, you can't make it reality. Aphantasia is nothing more than the silent spiritual war waged on our minds. In today's video, we expose this phenomenon for what it is, that blinding entity that blocks our sight from within. We uncover its origins, reveal why it exists, and most importantly, how to cast it back into the abyss where it belongs. Let's begin. The concept of aphantasia, or the inability to visualize mental images, is a modern diagnosis with ancient roots. The word itself is derived from the Greek pronunciation phantasia, meaning appearance, imagination, or mental representation. Esoterically, in Latin, it carried a deeper meaning, not just imagination, but inner vision, or divine sight, the ability to perceive beyond the physical world, also known as the mind's eye. Ancient philosophers like Plato and Aristotle considered phantasia the bridge between perception and thought, shaping everything from creativity to problem-solving. The Stoics took it further, believing that controlling one's phantasia was the key to mastering emotions and fate itself. To lose phantasia was to lose control over one's mind, actions, and future. Fast forward thousands of years and the word aphantasia, meaning without phantasia, was only formally identified in 2015 by Dr. Adam Zeman, a neurologist at the University of Exeter. It was discovered when a patient, after undergoing intensive surgery, reported that he could no longer summon mental images. Intrigued, Dr. Zeman and his team conducted studies, and after years of research, they discovered something disturbing. People with brain injuries or head trauma couldn't see with their mind's eye, a condition so unnoticed because it was assumed everyone could visualize at will. Brain scans later revealed that individuals with aphantasia show reduced activity in areas responsible for memory, recall, and imagination. And here's where things get chilling. When this research hit the public eye, something unexpected happened. Thousands of people, ordinary people, not test subjects, reported the same symptoms. This wasn't just a rare condition affecting a select few. It was a pandemic on all of our minds. What was once thought to be a rare neurological condition turned out to be something much bigger. Something Napoleon Hill warned about nearly a century ago in his book, Outwitting the Devil. He called them drifters, people who move through life without direction, people who can't hold a vision long enough to execute, people who are easily manipulated because they have no internal compass of their own. And quite frankly, if you've reached this part of the video, I don't believe you're a drifter, and neither were the people who reported these reoccurrences. These weren't people who suffered brain injuries. They weren't born with this limitation. They had it conditioned into them. What we once thought was an individual issue turned out to be a systemic design. Aphantasia was never just about a neurological quirk. It was the byproduct of a culture built to keep you blind. And how did they do it? Not through force, not through oppression. They didn't have to take your imagination You gave it away. But don't get it twisted. This wasn't an accident. It didn't just happen on its own. It was crafted, engineered, perfected for conditioning. In my opinion, the world wants strong minds, but according to some officials, it doesn't need them. What it needs? Obedient workers, distracted consumers, passive followers. This is demanded. And the easiest way to create that is by giving you everything you desire. Think about it. You want transportation? They provide you with buses, trains, and planes. You want transportation with speed? Choose from a surplus of brands and models of cars. You want luxury? Compete with the rest of the world for a location you resonate with. You want convenience? They make sure you never have to cook, clean, or even think for yourself. They even take care of your bills. If you're living in the right place, you also get subsidies, partial payments, public government assistance. They give you just enough so you don't feel the urge to go beyond it. You want constant entertainment? Here's a smartphone, a 24/7 dopamine machine designed to keep you consuming, scrolling, and never creating. This isn't a conspiracy. It's just how an advanced society functions. This world was built by the givers, but it's ruled by the takers. And if you're getting something, what are they taking from you? Yes, it may be the big three essentials: money, time, energy. But that's just the surface, because what they're really taking from you is what they don't want you to notice. And it is your ability to command your reality. And you might be thinking, come on, is it really that deep? Look around, walk outside, or better yet, open your phone. What do you see? A world drowning in distractions. A society consumed by dopamine, not discipline. A generation that can barely think past what's right in front of them. This isn't a coincidence. This is what happens when the vision dies among us. Mankind grows weak, emotionally fragile. A man who can't see his future won't fight for it. A man without vision is a man without purpose. And a man without purpose? He folds, he hesitates, he waits for someone else to decide his fate. Without a mental image of who he could be, he accepts who he is, even if it means being weak. And what happens when men stop leading, stop pushing, stop fighting? They don't just become passive, they become obedient. They become robots for the powers that be. And when vision dies, people don't strive for greatness, they settle for pleasure. Think about it. If you can't see a better future, why would you work for it? If you can't imagine a life beyond comfort, why would you leave it? So instead, they chase quick highs, mating before marriage, drugs, social media, mindless entertainment. Not because they're lazy, but because they don't even know what they're missing. They have no picture in their mind of what self-mastery looks like. No clear goal pulling them forward. No imagined future worth sacrificing for. So, they choose hedonism over discipline, because at least that feels good. Now think for a second. History's greatest inventors, leaders, and visionaries. What did they all have in common? They saw the world as it could be, not just as it was. They could visualize the future before it existed. They weren't bound by the present moment because their minds could reach beyond it. But today, people can't even hold an image of their next goal, let alone a world-changing idea. And what happens when a society stops imagining? It stops progressing. No vision, no creativity, no innovation. Dreams die before they're born. The world slows down. And suddenly, everything feels empty. Not because there's nothing to do, but because no one sees a reason to do it. This isn't just a personal issue. It's a civilizational disease, and it's spreading. Because a world without vision is a world that's slowly collapsing into itself. And now, the real question is, what happens next? What happens if we stay blind? What happens if this spreads to the next generation? Because we are dangerously close to creating the first society in history that is completely incapable of seeing past the present moment. And when that happens, we are no longer in control of what we do. So before we get to this point, it's time to wake up. It's time to break free. Because if you don't, who will? And if it's not you, it's someone else. And that person will definitely take control of what we see. Step 1. Rewire your brain. Train your mind's eye. Your imagination is a muscle. If you don't use it, it dies. Start small. Close your eyes. Picture a red apple, a beach, or a dollar bill. Hold the image. Make it clearer. Do this every day. If you can't visualize something simple, how can you ever visualize your future? Most people fail here. They say, "I don't see anything." Then they give up. But those who push through, they start seeing more. First, it's colors. Then it's objects. Then it's entire worlds. And soon, you don't just imagine a better life, you build it. Step 2. Starve the distractions. Your brain is under attack 24/7. Dopamine hits designed to keep you blind, so you have to take back control. No scrolling before bed. Your phone's blue light kills your melatonin levels, wrecking your sleep. And a weak mind comes from weak sleep schedule. Better sleep equals a sharper functioning mind. No fast food for the mind. Short, useless content, clickbait garbage, mindless entertainment. If you feed your brain trash, you think like trash. No endless pleasure loops. They trap you in cycles of instant gratification, killing discipline. And if they control what you crave, they control what you do. But you are not a consumer. You are a creator. And the more discomfort you embrace, the sharper your vision becomes. Because clarity doesn't come from dopamine. It comes from discipline. And now, here's where it gets real. Step 3. Do hard things. Pain forces growth. Your body and mind are one. Train the body, and the mind follows. And I promise you, this works. Take cold showers. Yes, you heard me right. Cold showers train your body to handle stress better. Over time, your nervous system adapts, making you irresistible to discomfort. You stop reacting emotionally and start moving with control. Intense workouts, strength training, sprints, push-ups, spikes testosterone and human growth hormone. Greater muscle mass means more strength, more energy, more confidence. Deep reading, long focus sessions. Most people today have weak attention spans, constantly jumping between social media, notifications, and mindless entertainment. If you can focus for long periods, you gain a massive advantage in learning, business, and success. These 3 steps rewires your brain to enjoy the struggle. Pain forces adaptation. It forces you to become an excellent problem solver. This is what the 1% of successful figures in society secretly try to hide from you. From us. But don't worry. When you make pain your ally, you become something spectacular. And that is why this channel, Lucid Eyes, exists. We understand that hardship is inevitable, no doubt about it. But hardship is not the end-all be-all. This is why we question the status quo in silence and deliver what answers we harvested in volume. If this video was insightful to you, leave a comment below. Let us know how will you fight against aphantasia. And remember, the world is yours. Only if you open your eyes and see reality for what it is. Thank you for watching.